Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, Bears fans. Let's get to the news, so here's the scoop that's been buzzing around NFL circles. There's serious talk about a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the NFC North and give the Bears a huge boost along the way. It involves Quenton Nelson, the elite guard from the Indianapolis Colts, and it's not just rumor mill chatter. It's a real possibility that's gaining momentum, especially considering the Colts' current struggles and their urgent rebuild mode. If this trade goes down, it could not only significantly upgrade Chicago's offensive line, but also send a message that the Bears are here to contend for a deep playoff run, maybe even more. Let's start with the background. The Colts, sitting at 5-8, are having one of those tough seasons where things just aren't clicking. Their offensive line has been a sieve, allowing a staggering 39 sacks so far in 2025, a number that's raising eyebrows across the league. With a defense ranked 25th in points allowed and multiple injuries on the defensive line, including 4 concussions, the Colts are looking at a rebuild. They're facing a cap squeeze, with only about $15 million in free cap space, and at 29 years old, Quenton Nelson is one of their most valuable assets. The idea is to move Nelson for draft picks and possibly a defensive tackle, freeing up around $20 million in cap space. This move would allow the Colts to pursue a rebuild, focusing on youth and future assets, especially with the NFL draft and free agency coming up. From the Bears' perspective, this is a no-brainer move. Chicago's offensive line, while better than in previous years, still needs bolstering, especially inside. Nelson, a powerful, technically sound guard, would be a perfect fit, immediately upgrading the interior line and providing stability that could help open up running lanes and protect Justin Fields better. The Bears currently have a decent cap situation, with around $15 million in cap space, which makes this trade feasible without hampering their ability to sign other key players. Now, let's talk about Quenton Nelson himself. This guy is a beast. In 2025, he's been graded at an astonishing 93, 2 overall by PFF, ranking him among the top guards in the league. His pass blocking is elite, with a grade of 91. 4, and his run blocking is even better at 94. 8, which ranks him second in the league among guards. He's allowed just 2 sacks all season, with only 5 hits on the quarterback, which is remarkable given how often the Colts have been under pressure. Nelson's been a rock for Indianapolis since his rookie year, playing 115 games with a career PFF grade of 91. 8, putting him in the top tier of guards league-wide. His ability to generate yards after contact on runs, over 820 yards in 2024, is a testament to his strength and vision. He's also a pancake machine, with over 185 pancakes in his career, and he's known for his durability, playing through injuries like a cracked rib in Week 9, yet still logging 95% of snaps. In terms of his profile, Nelson stands 65 and weighs around 330 pounds, often drawing comparisons to Zach Martin, but with an even higher win percentage, an eye-popping plus 8% according to PFF. His consistency is unmatched, with about 83% assignment accuracy and very few penalties, just a handful this season. His run-blocking stats are also impressive, generating significant yards after contact, and in Week 12 he didn't allow a single hit versus the Jaguars. His presence in Chicago's interior would be a game-changer, especially considering their current offensive line grades and struggles. The Bears rank 15th in offensive guard grades this season, with a PFF score of 71. 0, and adding a player like Nelson would elevate their overall performance, making their run game more explosive and their pass protection more reliable. Why would the Colts consider trading Nelson now? Well, their cap situation is tight, with just about $9 million in room, and their Super Bowl odds are relatively long at plus 8,000. They're in a full rebuild mode, especially on defense, where they rank 25th in points allowed per game and have faced multiple injury setbacks on the defensive line. Moving Nelson at this point makes sense. They're looking to reset, acquire youth and draft capital, and focus on building around their young quarterback, Anthony Richardson, who has been inconsistent partly due to the lack of protection. For the Bears, this potential trade could be a turning point. They're currently sitting at 9-4, already making a strong playoff push, and adding Nelson would be a huge step forward. His addition would immediately bolster their interior offensive line, which, while decent, needs that elite boost to really take their offense to the next level. Chicago's running game would explode with Nelson anchoring the line. His presence could push their rushing yards per game even higher, possibly adding around 150 more yards per game, according to some projections. It would also give Justin Fields more time to operate, especially on third down. Right now, their third down conversion rate hovers around 41%, but with Nelson, that number could jump to over 56%. That's a huge difference in sustaining drives and keeping the defense on the sideline. Looking ahead, the impact of this move on the playoff picture and Super Bowl odds could be massive. Chicago's Super Bowl chances are already improving, with current odds around plus 1,200, but if they manage to land Nelson and integrate him quickly, those odds could shorten significantly, maybe even to plus 650. His elite run-blocking grade of 94. 8 and his playoff performance, where he boosts run efficiency by plus 23%, could make the Bears a serious contender in the NFC. The NFC is wide open this year, and with a fortified offensive line, the Bears could become a nightmare for defenses in January. Their offensive line would transform from a decent unit into a true strength, and that's exactly what they need to make a deep playoff run. This trade, if it happens, isn't just about immediate gains. It's about building a foundation for sustained success. The Bears have shown they're serious about competing now, but to truly contend for a Super Bowl, they need to invest in their offensive line. Nelson, with his proven pedigree and elite skill set, fits perfectly into that plan. Plus, considering the Colts' current situation, struggling injured with a cap squeeze, they're motivated to make this move happen. It's a classic win-win scenario. The Colts get the youth and draft capital they need to rebuild, and the Bears get a cornerstone player who could be a key part of their championship puzzle. And let's not forget, the NFL trade deadline is approaching, and these kinds of moves often shake up the entire league landscape. If the Bears pull this off, it would be a statement to everyone in the league. Chicago is all in, and they're not messing around. The offensive line has been a work in progress for years, but with Nelson, they could finally have that game-changing piece that elevates the entire offense. Imagine a line with Tevin Jenkins, Darnell Wright, and Nelson. Those are some serious road graders. It would give Justin Fields the protection he needs to unleash his full potential and keep defenses honest. In terms of team chemistry and locker room impact, bringing in a player of Nelson's caliber also sends a message. It shows that the Bears are committed to winning now, not just future prospects. His leadership, work ethic, and elite play style would set a standard across the offensive line and inspire the younger players to elevate their game. It's about creating a culture of excellence, and Nelson's track record indicates he's exactly the kind of guy who can help foster that environment. His presence would also help ease the pressure on other parts of the team, allowing the coaching staff to focus on game planning and execution, knowing the offensive line is anchored by one of the best guards in the league. Now towards the playoffs, the importance of protecting Justin Fields and establishing a solid ground game cannot be overstated. With Nelson in the fold, the Bears could see their offense become more balanced, more explosive, and more unpredictable. Their run game would be a nightmare for defenses, and with more time for Fields to throw, they could hit big plays downfield more often. The defense, which has been solid but not elite, would get some breathing room, as longer sustained drives and a stronger running game keep the opposing offense off the field. It's a strategic move that could tip the scales in favor of Chicago when it matters most, deep in January. Looking at the bigger picture, this trade would also send a message to the rest of the league. The Bears are serious about competing for championships. The NFC is competitive, but with a fortified offensive line, they could become a dark horse. The odds of winning the NFC or even making a deep playoff run would skyrocket. Plus, Nelson's presence in the locker room and on the field could be the spark that ignites a team hungry for its first Super Bowl in decades. The franchise has been rebuilding for a while, but this kind of move signals that they're all in, ready to chase a trophy and finally bring that Lombardi back to Soldier Field. So fans, keep your eyes peeled. If this trade goes through, it could be one of the most impactful moves in recent Bears history, one that defines their trajectory for years to come. It's a bold step, but that's what it takes to reach the top in the NFL. The potential of seeing Nelson in navy and orange leading the charge is incredibly exciting. It could be the missing piece that turns Chicago into a true contender once again. And honestly, for all of us diehard Bears fans, there's nothing more thrilling than watching your team make bold moves and chase greatness. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Nelson is the missing piece to finally bring a Super Bowl back to Soldier Field? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. The offseason is heating up, and it looks like big things are on the horizon. Let's get ready for an exciting ride ahead, Bears Nation.